goodness. You are such an inspiration.
Wow, you really are.
You're so strong. Can I pet your service dog? Ugh. 1, 2, 3, let's go! We are artists, parents, teachers, good guys, bad guys, students, leaders. I'm not your inspiration, yeah, I'm fully who I am. Got my own expectations that don't fit into your plans. I'm not your sad story, so I wrote it in this song. Everything you know about disability is wrong. Yeah, everything you know. Yeah, everything you know about disability is wrong.
We have some background noise.
That's fine. I'm in my not normal spot. Hey, listeners. I think that I like the idea of the Just Between Us episodes start a lot more chaotically.
Yes, I
Like,
like
this
it.
is us. You thought
Yes.
you knew authenticity. Man, I have a big window right here. So this is Lily speaking. I'm a white woman with half blonde, half brown hair. And today I'm sitting in a very brightly lit window area because I needed to move spaces. And there's a mirror behind me and I can see the
love it.
back of my head, which I don't like
I
because
can't really see it.
the back of my head is none of my business.
This is Erin. I'm a white woman with red hair, wearing a blue shirt, sitting in my bedroom, which is dark and red, and I like it.
Erin was about to drop a hot take, so I just hit record.
So, I was talking to my partner, Mindbird, yesterday, and we were talking about how I don't like it when we praise movie makers just for including an actual disabled person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't want to give pats on the back for doing the most basic inclusion.
Yeah, no surprise here. Part of what we're talking about is Wicked. The Wicked, which I want to talk more about. We can talk about Wicked a lot here.
Okay.
I'm a theater kid, so no, yeah, I was actually thinking this exact same thing with all of the Wicked stuff coming out because I'm so excited they cast Marissa Bodie, but
Yeah.
but I don't think it's an amazing thing that John M. Chu did. I think it's a bad thing that everyone else who has ever directed Wicked did to not cast that. I mean, there's so much ableism in that story.
Yeah, and that's what I was seeing. Was a lot of, oh, thank you so much for including somebody. And I'm like, okay, but did they change the entire plot? Because it's on the back of ableism.
And like
That's
I think that they will, which is exciting. But at the same time, I completely understand what you're saying of the like, I don't need to praise someone for that. Like, it's not praiseworthy to do
Right.
a very basic thing. I feel very similar of like when what is Chloe Hayden, when she was cast as Quinny on Heartbreak High, it was very similar of that, like, they actually cast an autistic girl to play an autistic girl. It's so amazing. And it was like, that's her whole story. Like, you wouldn't have been able to write the story without Chloe informing it. It's not actually amazing. It's just your job.
And also, like, we were also talking about, this is such a hot take. It might get me in trouble with, I don't know, people. But, like, I'm tired of seeing disabled actors playing disabled people, obviously, because they're disabled. And, like, that is their story.
Right.
That is the plot. Like, there's a movie that came out, I don't remember the name of it, and I see trailers for it, and I know, like, it's important to see disability on screen, but, like, the whole plot just seemed to be about her having a disability. that was like, it just bothers me that, like, we can't have disabled people just exist in a
Yeah.
film. It's like a plot point.
Yeah.
And
Did you
even,
ever
like,
watch? Go ahead.
no, the part that you told me about Wicked, where they, like, mention, like, she's like, oh, don't help me too much, or whatever.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? I'm not explaining it. Well,
So I said that it is nice to see that there's some like mention of ableism, I suppose, in Wicked, in that Nessa Rose's character, when she gets to Shiz, is just immediately infantilized by everyone, and they're like helping her and touching her wheelchair without her consent, and it is a moment there where when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is nice that it's like the disabled perspective being shared, that it's annoying when people are overwhelming like that. But that was kind of it.
but, like, is that, like, when she was introduced, I haven't seen it yet. I've just seen the play on Broadway. I saw it 1.5 times because my friend wanted to see it again, and we forgot that day it started an hour earlier, so we only saw half the show. But it's fine. Yeah, like, so in the movie, we're introduced to her. But is that, like, one of the first things that happens to her in the movie?
You meet her as a child.
Okay.
And then, I mean, her major plot point is to show how much better she's treated by their father than Elphaba is.
Okay.
So we get that happening a little bit before, but even he is a little bit overbearing towards that she needs help.
Yeah, I just don't like it when it's like, all right, here's the disabled character. Let's chat about disability. And let's immediately show ableism. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels very similar to like every marginalized group when it's like a story about a trans character and all the transphobia they faced, or a story about a non-white character and all the racism they faced. It's like those stories are important, of course.
Yes.
But
and you can
at
show it.
some point, could we just have someone who's like a pastry chef and all of their problems are related to their pastries?
And I'm gonna like promote myself. I'm writing a romance novel. And the main character is somebody who has high support needs. And I'm making the book not be about ableism, but it will include ableism.
Of course.
Because that's the reality of it.
Right.
But it's not about that. And like the conflict in the story will not be about disability.
Oh, I can't wait to read it, Erin. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to write it. Just I'm still working on it, but
I
it'll
love
get
that.
there one day. That's what I want to. I'm writing it because I love writing, and also, well, I don't love writing. I write because I'm good at it, but I don't like it. I'm writing it because I like to write, kinda, and because I have never seen that story ever.
Right. Same. I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, I'm hyping myself up to write
I'm hyping
it.
you up too. It's very necessary.
Writing is hard.
Yeah, writing is hard. It's the day before Thanksgiving that we're recording this. How do you feel going into the holidays?
Yeah. It's alright. I don't know. I don't love Thanksgiving. It's not my favorite holiday.
Heard.
By any means. It's like the Christmas before Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It's like at Christmas I'm going to see the same people. We're going to have similar food. But at least on Christmas, there's like pretty lights and presents. Thanksgiving is just like
Turkey,
raw
brown,
turkey.
colonization.
Um,
I'm a food-driven animal, so I am excited about eating.
I love all the side dishes, but not turkey. I
Oh,
hate turkey.
really?
So my Thanksgiving plate is just like all the sides.
I love that. Did you know that this is unrelated to anything I was saying, just turkey related? Okay, so have you seen on like TikTok or anything, there's like the trend of the sleepy girl mocktail?
No, I'm like chronically not on
Okay, well, I'm
TikTok.
chronically online, so I'm filling you in, my millennial friend.
Yeah.
There's a thing that's like sleepy girl mocktail, and it's like a tart cherry juice based mocktail. And I was obviously very skeptical of it, but did end up being influenced to try it. And it's been actually amazing. Like, if I drink a cup of tart cherry juice before bed, it works way better than like a melatonin for me.
You gotta
And
send
I
me the
didn't,
link.
what?
Send me the link.
I
And
will.
I'll check it out.
I didn't know why, but it turns out that tart cherry juice has tryptophan in it, the same thing that turkey has in it that makes you sleepy. And
Well, they
that's
say
why.
like the tryptophan in turkey that we eat is not nearly enough to get you sleepy. You have
Yeah,
to
you'd
have
have to
like
eat a lot of
10
turkey.
turkeys by
I
yourself.
mean, how? Okay, tryptophan. Now I'm Googling it because I was told it and immediately listened. A thing about me is I believe things. It's not great. Okay, tart cherries. Oh, only contain 9 milligrams of tryptophan. What makes you sleep? Oh, apparently it also is a natural source of melatonin.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's that plus the tryptophan. See, I
We
feel like
should
I'm just
say-
sleepy after I eat turkey because I've eaten a lot of food.
Yeah, I think that's it. We should say we're not giving medical advice.
We're not giving medical advice. We're
Okay,
absolutely not giving
right?
medical advice. This is about me being easily influenced more than anything else. Well, it's been a pretty great year of everything you know.
Totally.
Who was our first guest of this year? Was it Galen?
I think so, yeah.
I think so too. Great year. Great people.
Great people, amazing. Like, I feel like I've connected to so many different as in like unique from each other.
Totally.
It's amazing. I love this job.
Me too. I'm trying to think of some highlights from the season. I loved having Spencer West on.
Yes.
He was awesome and just like a cool person to meet. We're actually working with him again in our campaign that will be starting right when this episode is released.
Yes.
And actually we have a few people that we've had on the podcast that are going to be a part of that campaign, which is a campaign based on Easterseals asking you to go from passive to active allyship, meaning like the best example I can think of is the difference between seeing like a elevator or lift that is out and going, dang, that sucks, versus calling whoever owns the building or sending an email to the company that it's a part of and saying, just so you know, this elevator is out. That's an accessibility issue. It's like that tiny little extra thing. Or when you're working on digital content, because we live in a digital content world, are you making sure it's accessible? Because like that, so the campaign is called All I Want Is You. And then we have some amazing influencers and Easterseals leaders who are sharing what is their all I want ask of what they want people to do. And we have some amazing people who have been on the podcast who are going to be a part of that campaign, including Spencer. and Jennifer Masumba, who wrote our theme song and was one of our, I think was our first guest, right?
Yes.
Our first ever guest, and wrote our amazing theme song, which will never change because I'm obsessed with our theme song.
I love it.
Like 2
My
years,
favorite theme song.
like we're 2 years later, I think, and I'm not tired of it. I listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
What is Subodh Garg from Love on the
Go
Spectrum.
ahead.
I was just saying that Subodh Garg from Love on the Spectrum is also part of that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And Madison Tevlin, whose episode just came out. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend. We had a blast recording with her.
She's so lovely.
Yeah, she's awesome. I wish I could like hang out with her on a regular. All of our guests, honestly.
Yeah.
I wish we could have like a Everything You Know gala and get together.
Oh my God.
And that'd be so fun.
That'd be so much fun. We should talk to Kendra about it. Kendra has a podcast as well. Kendra is the CEO of Easterseals, and she has her own podcast called
On Board with Transparent Leadership.
Yes.
It's a great podcast. I've actually learned a lot from it, and Kendra's really awesome and supportive of this podcast, of course, and of the work we do. Man, it's another we need accessible air travel moment, because to have that gala, we would need accessible air travel for everyone to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would be your all I want?
My all I want is you, being the general public, to notice when you are pushing through discomfort or pain, and take at least a second to consider if there are accommodations you can make for yourself to stop or lessen that discomfort. Because I think a big part of destigmatizing accessibility accommodations is for everyone to realize that they help everyone. And if you constantly have knee pain, you don't just have to push through it. You can wear a brace or use a mobility aid. And I was really moved by the episode we had with Chelsea Bear, where she was talking about that and saying that like every one person that accommodates themselves makes it easier for the next person to accommodate themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's my simplified version after verbally processing all of that is all I want is you to make accommodations for yourself.
Yes. Absolutely.
What's your all I want is you ask?
To move beyond praise into, I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? About like the movie thing where praising basic.
Yeah, I think maybe to move beyond praising representation.
Yes.
And what's the next
like,
step?
Real stories that are in depth and have nuance to it.
Yeah, I think a good one of that is like all I want is you to replace representation with authenticity.
Yes.
Because I think that word representation started to become a buzzword, and that kind of like, yep, we've checked the box.
Absolutely.
But it's like, are those people that are representing a group telling an authentic story of humanity, not just of that group?
Yes. Absolutely. Like, we're all disabled. Not all of us, but like here in this podcast. And like I want to see real stories. That's it. That's the key.
Another one is all I want is you to disclose your disability at work if it's safe to do so. Because I think that goes along with the accommodating yourself.
Mhm.
Self-advocacy is really hard, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not even just self-advocacy. It really is. When you advocate for yourself, you're advocating for everyone else who has the same needs as you. And we're not all
Right.
that unique. TBH.
We're kind of like biologically, we're all unique.
Yeah.
The our DNA, and that we all have similar human experiences and needs, and yeah.
Yeah, that was an eye-opening. The first time I had someone explain to me why they don't prefer the term special needs was definitely like a big moment in my unlearning ableism journey, which I'm still on and is a lifelong journey. But someone said, like, what is special about needs that everyone has? And I
Right.
was kind of like, what do you mean by that? And they were like, the needs are to eat, to drink water, to go to the bathroom, to be loved, to love, to feel needed. And I was like, oh, you're so right. The needs are not the special
Special.
part. The needs are actually the humanity of it. Like, that's what we all have now. There might be things needed to achieve those needs that are different than everyday, like than what you're used to. But I think that is that was just poignant for me when that was said. I was like, wow, you're so right. The needs, the humanness of us all is all the same.
Right. We all have the same needs. Just how to get to them looks different for different people. And that's fine. That's actually a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Because diversity is amazing.
And creates innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. What a great year we've had.
Totally. Amazing year.
This will be our last Just Between Us episode of the year. But we're going to try to do more in 2025 because I think our podcast episodes are obviously incredible advocacy. And then there's something nice though of you guys being our listeners, just getting to hear of y'all being our listeners. Of just getting to hear like that Erin and I are just friends who have normal conversation. Well, normal's a fake word, but cool. Well, we did it. We made it through the year. We've got one more campaign to launch. Make sure you're following at Easterseals HQ on all social media so you can get to see the cool stuff we're making and you can comment your all I want ask for the year. We've got maybe one more episode coming out this year. After this, actually maybe two, and then we'll be back for more in 2025. We're just going to keep the ball rolling and keep making content. So like and share this with your friends. Thanks for supporting us, our listeners who have been here from the beginning or are brand new. We love you and are happy to have you here. I think that's everything. We recorded for 25 minutes is what we said we'd do. Erin, I love you.
I love you too.
Have a wonderful little Thanksgiving break. Eat all the side dishes your heart desires.
You too.
And I'll see you back next week. Oh, I will. And it'll make me sleepy. Alrighty. I'm going to hit stop. Tune in next time for another episode of Everything You Know About Disability is Wrong. And tune in next year for another super authentic, extraordinarily well scripted, that's a joke, episode of Just Between Us.
If you liked what you heard, go ahead and subscribe and leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you to our listeners, and as always, thank you to Easterseals for giving us the space and resources to share such authentic conversations from within the disability community to our listeners.
And we'll see you next time for another episode of Everything You Know About Disability is Wrong.
Everything you know about disability is wrong.
This is a podcast brought to you by Easterseals.
You know, we actually work for Easterseals, but maybe our listeners don't know what we do.
That's true. Easterseals is leading the way to full access, equity, and inclusion for disabled people and their families.
And did you know we've been doing this for more than a century?
This includes helping disabled people find meaningful employment and addressing healthcare needs for all ages.
We're proud to serve communities across the country and ready for the next 100 years. For more, check out Easterseals.com.